Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be recapping last night's playoff games. I had a couple elimination games last night, some good basketball. I'm going to recap it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. It's my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that, description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So the first game we had, Pacers-Bucks game 6. Pacers with a win. Move on to the next round. Bucks have Damian Lillard back. Fortunately, no Giannis. And the Pacers come out and they win this game, winning 120-98, blowing them out. You know, just gradually as game progressed, the lead just kept on growing. Like, I credit the Bucks were honestly in it for the first 3 quarters. It was only like a 9-11, like a 9 to 12 point game. The Bucks are still like kind of there. But in the fourth quarter, the Pacers just kind of ran away with it. For Indiana, the bench is huge. Obi Toppin and T.J. McConnell were amazing in this game. Combined for 41 points. Obi Toppin, 21 points. He had 3 threes, 8 for 15 from the field. He was hitting his threes. He was getting out in transition and running, just outrunning the Bucks. You know, a lot of times where Obi just got an easy layup or easy dunk just because he just kept running. You know, the Bucks didn't have anything to stop that. And T.J. McConnell, especially in that fourth quarter, 20 points, 9 assists, 4 steals. He had 2 threes, 7 for 9 from the field. He was absolutely amazing as well in this game, being aggressive. And yeah, the Pacers bench was really the story. I mean, the bench outscored them, what, I want to say, that's 41, 44, 48, 50 points. The bench scored 50 points in this game for the Pacers, while the Bucks bench scored 6, 9, 10 points, 50 to 10. When you win bench scoring 50 to 10, you're you're in a good position. Pascal Siakam 19, 7 and 4, 17, 6 and 10 for Tyrese, 15 for Aaron Nesmith. He had 3 threes. Andrew Nembhard at 14. And Miles Turner didn't even have a good game. Miles Turner only was 1 for 6, didn't make a 3, only had 5 points. Yet they still were able to win this game just because they felt it. I think they felt it. Like, we have to win this one because if we give this one up again and go back to Milwaukee for game 7 where potentially Giannis can come back, I don't know. So the Pacers knew they had to come out today, and they came out with a sense of much more of a sense of urgency than they did in game 5. They knew this was the game they had to take, and they did it. They had 33 assists in this game, hit 13 threes, just great basketball from the Bucks. A tough shooting night. They're 7 for 27 from 3. They missed 11 free throws. You know, had 12 turnovers. Tough. Yeah, Dame in his return, 28 points, shot 7 for 16. Chris Middleton was 6 for 15. You know, Bobby Portis had 20 and 15. Brook Lopez had 20. The bench didn't provide much at all, really. The 3-point shooting wasn't really there either. And the Pacers, yeah, we're just outrunning them. Pacers are using this game plan that they won games 2, 3, 4 with. Just outrun them. We're gonna get everybody involved, and the three pointer was falling. You know, forcing the Bucks to kind of play faster and play a little bit more out of their comfort zone. And the Pacers did a successful job of that. And the Bucks, unfortunately, couldn't make it happen. And then they lose in the first round for the second year in a row. Credit to the Indiana Pacers. And moving on to the next round for the first time in 10 years. Yeah, just a fun team, fun story to see. I already talked about the Milwaukee Bucks losing and did their look-in video last night. So if you want, you can go back and check that video out. I talked more in depth about the Bucks and their future and what's going to happen. But Indiana, credit to them. I mean, a young team, especially the way after they lost game 1, you know, because I picked the Pacers to win in 6 in this series. I think a lot of people after Giannis and Dame, or well, after the Giannis injury, were saying, you know, I think maybe the Pacers might take this one. And after game 1, Milwaukee came out and was dominant in the first game, and it was like, oh shoot, here we go. But then Indiana kind of took a game to adjust, and they came out game 2, dominated game 3. After letting the lead slip away, they came out and got business done in overtime to Tyrese Halliburton. Game 4, without Damian Lillard, you know, they stepped up and took advantage of that. Tough game 5, but they bounced back in this game, game 6, with a sense of urgency, and they win the series. So credit to the Indiana Pacers for winning that. And then we had Sixers and Knicks game 6. Knicks trying to close that out in Philly. Philly trying to force a game 7. This was another amazing game. Just like every game in this series has been absolutely incredible. The Knicks end up winning this game 118 to 115 and defeating the Philadelphia 76ers and moving on to the second round for the second year in a row. Josh Hart hit a huge three-pointer, you know, to take the lead in this game with 24 seconds left. Just amazing stuff from the Knicks. Both from this entire series has been amazing. But for specifically in this game, the Knicks got off to an amazing start. They're up 36-22 at the end of the first, but then Philly came back and punched back, led 32-15 at the end of the second quarter. Third quarter was more back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and so was the fourth quarter. And Jalen Brunson was amazing late in this game. OG Anunoby, Josh Hart hit the big three-pointer, and the Knicks get the win, and they move on. Jalen Brunson, 41 points, 12 assists. He shot 13 for 27, 12 for 16 from the free throw line. He had been absolutely incredible in his last 4 games. So far in this playoffs, he's averaging 35.5 points per game, 9 assists on 43% shooting. He's been absolutely incredible. And it's crazy he's averaging 35.5 points when the first 2 games he had bad shooting days. Like the first 2 games of the series, he had 22 and then 24 on combined, 16 for 55 shooting, you know? But since game 3, he's returned up. The last 4 games of this series, he's averaging 41 points and 10 assists on 49, 35, 77 shooting splits. Just absolutely ridiculous stuff. 3 40-point games in a row. He's been just absolutely like this is insane stuff Jalen Brunson is doing. And he did that. He had the big and one on Kelly Oubre. A little controversial, he did the kind of the Trey Young, the kind of stop on a dime, go up behind and shoot, kind of something they tried to outlaw or ban in the NBA, but Jalen Brunson did it. But either way, he's just been incredible. OG Anunoby was great in this game as well. 19 and 9. Felt like every time the Knicks needed something to go on offense, OG Anunoby was doing it. Whether it was hitting a three, getting a dunk, or doing anything like that, he was doing it. Dante DiVincenzo, 23 points, 7 assists. He had 5 threes in this game. It was nice to see Dante kind of get it back going after the last 3 games. He's been struggling to shoot the three ball. And then Josh Hart doing Josh Hart things, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. He hit the big three-pointer. Just incredible stuff. Isaiah Hartenstein at 14 and 9 as well. He was good in this one. But yeah, the Knicks, just all around good team effort. Knowing that kind of similar to the Indiana, where it's like we don't want to give them any momentum going, winning this game and going to a game 7, even though we're going to be on our home court. We got to come out and close them out today. And the Knicks did that. Defensively, they were locked in the second half. They bounced back after a very bad second quarter. They bounced back in the second half, doing the little things, getting in the offensive rebound. They had 20 offensive rebounds in this game. 20 offensive rebounds. Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson both had 6. Isaiah Hartenstein had 5. Just incredible stuff on the rebounding aspect. They had 14 threes in this game. Only had 9 turnovers. Just doing a great job of doing the little things. And when it came down to clutch time situation, Jalen Brunson, OG, and Josh Hart did the thing. For Philly, tough one to lose. Joel Embiid, 39 and 13. He fouled out late in this game. He had 5 turnovers. He shot 12 for 25. He was good in this game. Tyrese Maxey, the Knicks it took them a few games, but they finally realized, you know what? We should start paying attention to Tyrese Maxey. He only shot 6 for 18, 1 for 6 from 3, 17, 5 and 5. Didn't really do most of his scoring until the fourth quarter. But yeah, the Knicks were finally realizing, you know what? If we guard Tyrese Maxey, we'll be better off. Because Tyrese Maxey has been the X factor. Joel Embiid obviously is going to do his thing, but when Tyrese Maxey gets going, it's tough to stop. So they kind of started doubling him every time he got to the rim. They sent like 3 or 4 people his way, and yeah, just trying to make him uncomfortable, and they did. Kelly Oubre 17 and 5, shot 7 for 14, hit a couple big shots in the fourth quarter as well. Buddy Hield, after being non-existent throughout this entire series, came in game 6 and was huge. He had 20 points, hit 6 3-pointers. The last shot he took, that was not a good shot. He took like a from dang near that, from like the sideline 3-pointer with like 4 seconds left that didn't hit anything but backboard. Don't love that shot, but he had a good game. Nick Batum at 16 and 7. Tough game though from Tobias Harris. 29 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 2 from the field. In this series, Tobias Harris averaged 9 points per game, 7 rebounds on 43, 33, 100 shooting splits. Yeah. And his potential last ride as a 76er, that might be how it ends. Tough way to end it. Kyle Lowry only played 12 minutes. He was 0 for 2. Just a tough way for the Sixers to end their series. But I'm going to make my look-in video about the 76ers after this, where I'm going to talk more in depth about the Sixers offseason stuff. But I'll give a little bit right now. I'm not super worried about the 76ers team. Like, if I'm the 76ers, I'll raise my head high. Because all that we dealt with this year with Joel Embiid missing a half chunk of the season, us falling down in the playing rankings and the standings, all that stuff, for Joel Embiid to come back late in the season and give a 50-win New York Knicks team this much fight. Like, I credit the 76ers for doing that. They played hard. It just didn't go their way at some points. But and even going into this offseason and next season, I'm not worried about the 76ers at all. Like, I'm not looking at the 76ers different after the series and be like, dang, man, they got to go back to the drawing board. Like, I'm not really worried about the 76ers. But again, I'm going to talk about more in depth in that in my look-in series video I'm going to put out later today, so go check that one out. But yeah, I'm not really worried about the 76ers, but this series, man, what a series. This is got to be up there for one of the best first-round series ever. Every game was something. Like game one, you had all the, Joel Embiid re-injuring himself, Josh Hart hitting big threes. It was a close game. Game two, you had the fiasco where the Sixers were going to win the game. They were up 6 with like 30 seconds, or up 5 with 30 seconds. And the Knicks come back, and DiVincenzo hits that three to win the game. Game three, Joel Embiid dropped 50. Game four, Jalen Brunson dropped 47 and 10. Game five, the Knicks were up 6 with 30 seconds left, and the Sixers come back and win the game in overtime. And then you had this game six, where Josh Hart hits the big 3-pointer, just like in game one, to seal it. Like, everything about this series is amazing. From the big performances to the crazy finishes to the runs to the physicality to like the drama on the court. Like, they had everything. This series had it all. Again, this has got to be one of the greatest first round series we got, especially from a 2-7. Like, usually a 2-7 series isn't like this. Like, this is usually like a 4-5 series or something like that. Getting a 2-7 series that goes 6, like in this fashion, just is amazing. Credit to the 76ers. Again, they fought hard. They have nothing to be mad or ashamed of themselves about. They had an amazing series. But the New York Knicks are moving on to the second round. They're going to play the Indiana Pacers. That series starts on Monday, so on either Sunday night or potentially Monday morning, depending on how games work and how stuff goes, I'll have a preview video of that series out. Also tomorrow, I'm gonna have my preview of the Timberwolves Nuggets series out as well. And yeah, the second round is forming. We only have 2 series left in the first round that both could potentially end tonight. The Cavs, Magic, Mavericks, and Clippers. I hope we get at least one game 7. Like, I hope we get one. I honestly really thought one of these teams was gonna win last night. I thought one of the Bucks or 76ers were gonna win last night. Honestly, I hope we get one, at least one game 7. I don't care who. Let's hope we get one game 7 in this first round though. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.